Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is UFC Investor. In this video, we're going to be talking about my bets, predictions, and picks for Cejudo versus Song. There's fighters like Cejudo, Brendan Allen, Raffael, Andre Fili, John Silva. So it should be a good set of exciting fights. Let's get started with the first fight. Okay guys, so for the first fight of the night, we have Modestas Bukauskas versus Raffael Cerqueira. This one, guys, I feel like it's pretty straightforward. The odds have Modestas at a minus 270 and Raffael at a plus 230. I think it's because of one pretty big thing. If you look at Bukauskas' record, he's 4-4 in the UFC. I'm going to be picking him by round 2 TKO because I do think he's going to have more experience than Raffael, who's 0-1 in the UFC, and he just got knocked out by Ibo Aslan, who's also fighting on the card in round 1 in October of 2024. So I'm thinking Bukauskas' ability, or experience in the UFC should help him in this fight. I don't think he should lose here, but if you look at Raffael's record as well, he has a lot of early round knockouts or finishes. So I think this one probably doesn't go the distance, and I think it's probably going to be finished by Bukauskas. I'm hoping. I'm not too confident just because Bukauskas has been finished in rounds 1 and 2, I believe, in the past. I think the last time he lost was in 2023 versus Vitor Petrino in round 2 by a TKO. And then before that was a sidekick. And then before that, so a bunch of like TKOs pretty much, and a decision loss to Michael Jacek, which isn't a good loss, honestly. So Modestas should win, I think, but just in case, Raffael, if he were to win, I think he could win in like round 1 or 2. But I'm still going to pick Bukauskas on this one by round 2 TKO. I'm hoping his experience should get him the win here. But let me know what you guys think. Let's go to the next fight. All right, guys. So in this next fight, we have Nursulton Ruziboev versus McConico. This one, guys, I think it's also pretty straightforward because Nursulton already has the UFC experience. I'm going to be picking him by round 2 TKO. He just fought Joaquin Buckley and he lost by decision. So I honestly don't kind of blame him because Buckley's good, you know? Like I was kind of maybe expecting Buckley to finish Nursulton, but if you got to decision versus Buckley, I think that's pretty decent, considering he's a 2-1 in the UFC. So Nursulton is 2-1 in the UFC, and McConico is just debuting in the UFC pretty much. So again, I do think Nursulton's experience in the UFC should get him the win here, especially because he usually gets a lot of finishes. He usually, if he loses, it's by decision. So I can easily see McConico maybe like controlling Nursulton by grappling him or something and getting the decision win. Because if you look at McConico's recent win, he got a rear naked choke in round 1. So I'm thinking maybe he's going to want to take Nursulton to the ground and just try to control it from there, or just try to get a finish on the ground. But I'm thinking Nursulton is probably going to have a chip on his shoulder after losing to Buckley. Not because of Buckley, but because, you know, I do think he's motivated. And he is pretty young he's 31 years old, so I think he does have a future. I think he should be getting better. I'm going to be picking Nursulton. Right now, the odds have him at a minus 270 and McConico's a plus 230. Pretty much the same as the last fight before this one. I think Nursulton should win here. If McConico were to win, I think he could win by decision, I would think. But I'm thinking Nursulton should be able to stay on the feet, strike it out, and use his length or striking to win the match. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Let's go to the next fight. All right, guys. So in the third fight of the night, we have Nikolay Veretennikov versus Austin Vanderford. This one, guys, I feel like it was a little hard to call. This one just got added recently. I would say today or maybe yesterday. It got added pretty late into the card. I do think Nikolay's gonna be able to win here. I'm picking him by decision. Veretennikov should hopefully win, and I only say that because when I look at his record, he has only lost to Danny Barlow recently, who's in the UFC, who's 2-0 in the UFC by split decision. So I don't know. I think that's kind of saying something. You know, I feel like he got to decision. It could have went his way. He could have won that fight and easily have been 1-0 in the UFC. And it kind of shows that he's not going to be finished easily, I would think. Before that, he ended up getting 3 finishes in a row. But when you look at Vanderford's side, he just won a round 1 KO or jab to ground strikes in October 2024 in the LFA. But before that, he already lost twice in round 1 by TKO. So I don't know. It doesn't really look too good. Most of Typology is picking Nikolay to win because I would say because of that, because he's already gotten finished twice in round 1 versus 2 different guys. Right now, the odds have Veretennikov at a -170 and Vanderford at a +145. So I would not be surprised if Nikolay knocks him out too. But at the same time, I feel like these, not to say like they're not high level, but I don't know. I feel like that neither one of these guys are like that good yet. You know, granted, I don't remember seeing them fight. Maybe I have seen him fight versus Danny Barlow. I don't remember. I probably have, since it was last year in August versus Danny Barlow. But still, I feel like these guys should hopefully put on a show. But I feel like it could easily go to decision. I'm still gonna be picking Nikolay to win by decision. But let me know what you guys think about this one. I feel like this one might be a boring one depending on how each one is going to fight. Whoever loses this fight, I don't think they're going to stay in the UFC pretty much. So I'm hoping Veretennikov wins. Let me know what you guys think. Let's go to the next fight. All right, guys. So in this next one, we have Ricky Simón versus Javid Basharat. This one, guys, I feel like it should be a really, really good fight. I do think Javid is going to win. I'm going to be picking him by decision to win. But I don't know. I feel like the odds are a little too heavily on Basharat's side. I think the odds are so heavily on his side because if you guys look at Ricky Simón's record, he's already lost. If you include the grappling match that he had, he's already lost 4 times in a row. And one of them was a finish versus Yadong Song. I guess if you count the grappling one, a heel hook, I guess it's 2 finishes. So I don't know. I feel like he might be on the decline. His last loss was versus Vinicius Oliveira, who's actually a pretty good fighter. Before that was Mario Batista, who's a good fighter. And then Yadong Song, who's also fighting on the card and is a good fighter. So they're not bad losses, you know. I feel like Ricky Simón is definitely not a bad fighter. But he's going to be fighting Basharat, who's 3-1 in the UFC. And he just lost to Zahabi. Zahabi's a little older, but still, I don't really blame him for that loss. I mean, he's 3-1, so before that, he was 3 wins in a row, all by decision. So I'm thinking Basharat is probably going to be more fueled now that he's lost one fight, and I'm thinking he might be better now. I'm hoping Basharat should be able to get the decision win versus Simón, as long as he survives and doesn't get finished by Simón. Obviously, that he should be able to win by decision. I definitely don't think Basharat's gonna try to finish Simón. I feel like Ricky Simón is probably gonna be trying to get a good finish, if not win for sure, or trying really hard, because this is already 3 fights in a row that he's lost in the UFC. So I'm pretty sure he's gonna be pretty hungry for a win. So this one should be a really good, exciting fight, honestly, guys. But I do think Basharat is probably gonna win on this one. Moderately confident on this one, but I'm not going to completely count Ricky Simón out. If Ricky Simón were to win, I feel like he could win by a finish, maybe like a round 2 finish. It looks like before all those losses, he ended up getting a performance of the night versus Jack Shore. Round 2 triangle choke. Before that, round 2 hook and uppercut. Before that, decision win. Before that was a triangle choke in round 2. So he's capable for sure of winning. So if I were to bet him, I probably will. Probably bet him by round 2 finish for Ricky Simón, but I'm going to be picking Javid Basharat. Let me know what you guys think about this one. This one should be a high-level fight. Let's go to the next one. Okay, guys, so in this next one, I'm really, really excited because we have Mansur Abdul-Malik versus Nick Klein. I say I'm excited because right now the odds have Malik at a -1,000. Which I think is pretty insane, but I do think there's several reasons as to why he's -1,000. If you guys didn't know, Malik was supposed to fight Tricoli, which is Dern's ex-boyfriend. He was supposed to fight that guy, but I guess he pulled out. Not surprisingly, he's not that good. So I think Malik for sure would have beat Tricoli, I think. But now he's going to be fighting Nick Klein, who just came off a Contender Series win versus Geraldo Souza in round 1, rear naked choke. So the reason I'm so excited is because I really do think Nick Klein has a good chance to win here. Obviously, he's coming in short notice for this fight. Obviously, this is his debut fight. He just has only fought in the Contender Series before that. And honestly, he doesn't have the very best record. I think he's 6-1 professionally. And his last loss came in 2022 by ground and pound round 3. So that kind of adds as to why Malik is more of a favorite than I expected, because if you guys look at Malik's record, his last 2 wins were round 1 and round 2 TKO punches. Round 1 versus Dusko Tavorik, performance of the night in November 2024. So that was recent. So obviously people are kind of still hyped on Malik. I believe the hype. I really do think that I do believe that Malik is probably going to be good, but I don't know. I feel like Klein could get another underdog win here, and it would be super. I guess kind of funny if Klein wins at a minus or a plus 700, because at his Contender Series fight he was also a really big underdog. So like I kind of remember, and that's kind of why I'm excited to see Nick Klein fight again, because he's going to be the underdog again, a massive underdog. And I kind of do hope he wins, honestly. I'm probably going to be for sure, obviously, picking Malik to win by decision. But I do think, or maybe even, I kind of want to switch it to TKO maybe if he beats Klein. I feel like he might be inside the distance. But I do think Klein could get a submission win, maybe a decision win, who knows. But I think if I were to bet Klein, I think it'd be a submission again. I feel like he's going to want to go for that again. Because I think, and probably Malik's going to be expecting that too, So I do think I'm going to for sure be betting Klein, money line, maybe a submission or rounds with him. But for sure picking Malik, obviously, and not betting him at a minus 1,000. Let me know what you guys think about this one. I think this one's a really fun one. I think this one's for sure probably not going the distance, I think. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let's go to the next fight. All right, guys. So in this next one, we have Fili versus Melsik Costa. This one, guys, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm really unsure about this one. Obviously, the odds reflect it at Fili being minus 103, Costa being a minus 117. Pretty much a flip of the coin, honestly. I'm going to be picking Costa by decision, but I'm just not fully convinced. I think what I'm going to do with this one is probably I'm going to pick Costa and bet Fili just to win, I guess, money line, I'm guessing. I think I was on the fence with this one at first picking Fili, but now picking Costa because, I don't know, I feel like Fili has the experience to be able to beat Costa, but Costa's 2-2 in the UFC, and one of his losses have come from Steve Garcia, who's actually pretty good, I don't really blame him for that one. So it's kind of, he's from Shootbox as well, so I feel like he has a lot of potential as well, more than Fili, who, Fili's not that old, but Costa's younger at 28. He is a little shorter, I believe, or his reach is not as long at 71 inches. And Fili's is like, I believe, 74 inches. But I feel like it's just kind of come down to like who's going to want it more. And I think Costa is going to be the one that wants it more. I feel like at first I wasn't too impressed by him. But, he's 2-2 in the UFC. One of his losses coming from a pretty decent guy. Fili is like, 14 and 7? What is he? He's 12-10. So I think Fili for sure could win, but I'm going to be going with Costa on this one. Like I said, really unsure. Let me know what you guys think. Let's go to the next fight. All right, guys, another one that I'm really excited about. We have Cutelaba versus Ibo Aslan. This one should be a really fun fight. I do think Ibo's going to win in this one, guys. I'm going to be picking him by round 2 TKO. Normally, I'd pick him round 1 TKO to win or just KO to win for Aslan in round 1, but I feel like Ion's going to be able to survive until round 2, then get caught. If you guys look at Ibo's record, he has like 6 finishes in a row. Last one was in round 1 versus Raffael Cerqueira. So I do think Ibo is actually pretty good. He's Turkish. He seems like a really good striker. Most of his wins come from knockout. I would say actually all of his wins come by 12 TKOs in the first round, which is insane. Before his recent win in round 1 versus Raffael Cerqueira, he beat Anton Turkalj in round 3. I think those guys fought before and he lost to him, so he beat him this time around. I think they got fight of the night, I believe. Yeah, they got fight of the night that fight. So I do think Ibo's gonna probably finish Cutelaba, who's probably not on his way out, but I feel like he's just not gonna be as much of a dog that Ibo's going to be, and I think Ibo's going to finish him. Right now, the odds have Ibo at a minus 172. Cutelaba's a plus 147. I think it's pretty decent odds, honestly. I like it. It makes sense. Cutelaba has experience. Ibo's still getting tested. But I do think Ibo's going to catch Cutelaba, who has been finished before, and finish him. I would say in round 1 or 2, but I'm picking round 2. Let me know what you guys think about this one. This one should be a really good fight. I think there's going to be a finish in this one as well. But yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think. Let's go to the next fight. Okay, guys, so in this next one, we have Alonzo Menifield versus Julius Walker. We have a veteran in Alonzo fighting a newcomer, Julius, who's debuting in the UFC. I'm going to be picking Menifield by decision on this one because I feel like his experience is going to play a lot here. Walker, this is his debut, like I said. Right now, they have Walker at a plus 185 and Menifield is a minus 220, which I think is actually pretty accurate because if you guys look at Alonzo's record, he did lose 2 times in a row versus Azamat. and Carlos Olberg, who I don't really blame him for Olberg for sure. And then Azamat, I actually do think he's pretty good. So I don't blame him for those losses. Those are actually pretty high level fights. He did get finished really early in the Carlos Olberg fight. And then the Azamat one, I think he just got picked apart by Azamat. But I do think his skill is still going to be there. Before those 2 losses, he was 4 wins in a row and a draw. So I do think Menifield is going to have the skill to beat Walker. I think Walker is debuting, or they want him to debut here, because I think he does have potential. If you guys look at his fights, he's never seen a decision. He's undefeated. He's 25 years old, really young. And his last 3 wins come in 2 in round 1 and 1 in round 2. So I do think Walker's capable of finishing Alonzo. I kind of hope he doesn't, because I kind of feel bad. I do like Alonzo. But if you kind of just look at what Walker's capable of, if Alonzo gets caught, he's going to get finished early in round 1 or 2, just like how Walker's been doing to his opponents. So I don't know. I feel like Alonzo's going to have to be really careful, or he's going to get finished by Walker. This one, I'm probably going to bet Walker to finish or to win in rounds 1 or 2 or something, or just Alonzo to win by decision, which I'm picking. I'm picking Alonzo by decision. So I'm hoping he wins here. Hopefully he doesn't keep losing and gets cut or something, because I feel like he's a good fighter. I feel like I like seeing him fight, and I think that's why they made this fight, because I think he's either gonna get a finish or get finished by Walker. So it should be an exciting fight. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Let's go to the next fight. All right, guys. So in this next fight, we have John Silva versus Melsik Baghdasaryan. Don't know how to say it. I'm sorry. But honestly, guys, if you guys didn't know about this fight, now you do. Like how Dana says, John Silva is a really good fighter. He's from the Fighting Nerds. Everyone's excited to see him. Right now, the odds have him at a -600, and Melsik is a +425. And I kind of think it's justified, because I feel like John Silva really walks the walk that he talks about. I feel like he's actually really good, and he's confident. And I feel like he actually is getting better with every fight. I'm not sure which fight it was. Maybe it was for the Drew Dober fight or the Charles Jourdain fight, where he stepped in short notice. I'm not sure which one it was, but he ended up winning regardless. He got fight of the night versus Drew Dober in the last fight. So Drew Dober, I think John Silva was pretty much dominating the whole fight, I'm pretty sure. And versus the Charles Jourdain fight, he missed weight. So I don't think he's going to miss weight again. He didn't versus Drew Dober, so I don't think he's going to miss weight this time around. I feel like this is another win for John Silva. I'm not going to try to convince you guys on this one. I'm picking him to win by round 2 TKO. I feel like maybe round 1, but I feel like, same with this one, I feel like Melsik is going to probably survive round 1 maybe and get into round 2. And then Silva's going to finish him there, maybe round 3, who knows. But yeah, guys, I like this pick. Obviously, Silva's on a rampage. Everyone likes him. He's a good fighter. Fighting Nerds, with Charles Baralho. And yeah, this one should be a really exciting fight to see. Let me know what you guys think about this one. Let me know if you're picking Melsik. I'd be kind of curious to see why. Melsik is 3-1. I don't want to completely count him out, but I don't know. I'm on the John Silva train. Yeah, let's go to the next fight. Okay, guys, so in this next fight, we have Raffael versus Gene Matsumoto. This one should be a good fight as well. Even though I do think this one's probably going to go to the decision, I'm going to be picking Font on this one, guys. Now that I'm kind of looking at it, I kind of honestly unsure, not too confident at all. Because if you look at Gene Matsumoto's record, his last win was by decision versus Brad Katana. Before that, he finished Dan Argueta in round 2. Before that, he got a decision win unanimous again versus Casey Tanner. The only thing that kind of pulls me back on picking him is that he hasn't fought the best guys, and Raffael has been fighting some of the best guys. He just beat Kyler Phillips by decision, and Kyler Phillips is actually a really good fighter. They call him the Matrix. I really thought Kyler Phillips was going to win that fight. He was on a roll, I believe. He was on a 5-fight win streak, I believe. Let me double check. No, 3-fight win streak until Raffael beat him. So I don't know. I feel like Raffael again is going to prove the doubters wrong. I hope. I am going to be picking him by decision. I really do hope Font wins, because I do think he should win here. John Matsumoto is taking the fight on short notice. Raffael was supposed to fight Dominic Cruz until he retired. So I do think Raffael has the full camp here. He has experience. He does have the age. He's 37 years old, and John Matsumoto is 25 years old. So I think that's why the odds have Matsumoto at a -176 and Raffael is a +151. But I don't know. I feel like you can't count Raffael out. especially after him beating Kyler Phillips. I feel like he's like for sure a gatekeeper pretty much. I feel like we'll find out if John Matsumoto is that good or not. He's only 2-0 in the UFC. If you include the Contender Series fight, 3-0. But I don't know. I'm just not fully convinced yet. If he beats Raffael, then I'll be like, all right, John Matsumoto is actually really good. But I don't know. Until he beats Raffael, I'm going to be picking Raffael to win. I think his veteranness beats John Matsumoto, and he beats him by decision. I think he outpoints him. Let me know what you guys think about this one. I think this might be my first underdog pick. I'm not too sure. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let's go to the next fight. All right, guys. So for the second last fight of the night, we have Brendan All-In Allen versus Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. This one should be a really, really, really good fight as well. This one's going to be a high-level fight between really two good guys. Honestly, guys, at first I was picking Allen, but I don't know. I'm not fully convinced of Allen anymore because I used to think he was, not to say like champion material, but I feel like he was up there. But now that Fluffy's just been like tearing through the rankings, I feel like Fluffy, some people might call him like the dark horse, I feel like I might be underestimating him. Right now they have Fluffy at a minus 280 and Brandon Allen is a plus 240. I'm a little surprised about the odds though. I feel like it should be a little bit more even. But I do think Fluffy probably gets the win here just because Allen, if you guys look at his wins, the last win he got was versus Chris Curtis and it was split. And I'm not saying Chris Curtis is bad, but I don't know. I feel like that's kind of just showing how good he is because he barely got that win. And I remember seeing the fight. I did think that Allen won, but it wasn't convincing, And then he lost to Imavov right after, who obviously Imavov is pretty good. Don't blame him for that one. So I think regardless, this one should be a good fight. And I think as long as Fluffy, still has his cardio, which I've noticed in every fight, I feel like he should be able to get the win here. I remember picking against him versus when he fought Kopylov, and he finished Kopylov in round 2. And then I believe I picked him versus Michel Pereira. So I think that one was right. He ended up getting a ground and pound versus Michel Pereira in round 5, it looks like. So I do think Fluffy's going to have the cardio here. I feel like Allen has cardio, but not the best. I think Fluffy's might have the edge there. And I think on the ground is what I'm like really unsure about. Because I do think Allen is actually pretty good on the ground. Obviously, he has a bunch of rear naked chokes. And so does Fluffy, He has like a bunch of ground and pounds and submissions as well. So this one should be a really, really interesting fight. I think I'm going to probably bet Allen to like get a sub in like round 1 or 2 or 3. Just probably play Allen, bet Allen, and then pick Fluffy. Because I'm really, really wouldn't be surprised if Allen won. And I do think Fluffy probably gets the win here. But like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Allen gets the win. So I'll be picking Fluffy to win by a round 3 submission. I feel like he's just going to surprise me again and get a submission on Allen. I feel like that's all he's been doing, just surprising me. So I feel like I'm gonna hop on the Fluffy train, even though like I never disliked him, or I just never really caught on as to how good he was. I never was like convinced until he just beat Michael Pereira recently, and he's just been winning. So I do think he beats Allen. I want to say Allen's on the way down, but I don't know. I feel like he's capped, and I feel like Fluffy's just getting better. So let me know what you guys think about this one. This one is a 3-round fight, so I think that says a lot. I think if it was 5 rounds, I feel like it could be a lot different. But 3 rounds, I feel like it should be exciting. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Comment below what you guys are going to be picking for this one, Allen or Fluffy. Let's go to the next fight. All right, guys. So for the last fight, or the main event of February 22nd, this Saturday is Henry Cejudo versus Song Yadong. Another high-level match, and I'm really excited to see Triple C return. Even though he's kind of cringy, as everyone agrees, I think he's kind of funny. I think he's for sure good, and I'm just excited to see how well he does. Because after he came back to fight Aljo and Merab, it just wasn't that impressive as to how good he was doing. But he did go split with Sterling. And he lost unanimously to Merab. Don't blame him. He's a champ right now. But him going split with Sterling is kind of like a little impressive, honestly. And that's what kind of convinces me that that makes me think that Cejudo's going to win here, I think Cejudo's going to get the decision win here. I don't know, because at first I was going with Yadong, right? I think I was just kind of going with the odds, with the hype, with the dismissal of Triple C, just kind of assuming he's done. He is old. I think he's like 37 years old. He's 38 years old. So it's kind of like worrisome picking him versus Yadong, who's 27. He's like 10 years younger than him. Which I think is just kind of funny, you know. Like, honestly, I was picking Song at the beginning, but I don't know. I think I'm gonna risk it and pick Cejudo on this one. I really do think he gets the win here, because I do think like Cejudo's still good. You know, he was a double champ at one point, and he has fought literally the best guys in the world the last two fights. So I don't know. I feel like him fighting Yadong is gonna be a really good test, and I do think he's gonna be able to beat Song. I feel like in my head, I feel like Song's just gonna look for that one punch. And I don't want to say he always does that, but I feel like every time I watch him fight, he's always just looking for that knockout punch, or just like, you know, like a fight-changing punch, which is fine, you know, for him to get wins. You know, he's been doing really good in the UFC. Yadong Song is 10-3 in the UFC. His last loss was versus Peter Yan. So I feel like as long as Henry plays the long game and doesn't really like try to force it, I feel like if he points it out, maybe controls Yadong, gets takedowns, hopefully, I think he should be able to beat Song, you know. I feel like Henry should be able to, you know, strike, but also mix in the grappling to kind of confuse Song and just kind of, you know, get him down to the ground. Because if Song can stay up on the feet, then I think it might be in his favor for sure. It is 5 rounds, so I feel like cardio is going to play a big factor here. I wonder if Cejudo is going to get like gassed out if he doesn't get the takedowns on Song. It'd be kind of funny to see, but I'm gonna give him one last chance. I'm gonna be picking Triple C to win by decision. Honestly, even when I pick decision, because it is 5 rounds, like I said, like it's kind of like I kind of doubt it, honestly, that it's gonna go 5 rounds. But I don't know. I feel like Cejudo's not gonna get finished, and I feel like I don't think he's going to finish Song. At least I don't think so. Maybe Triple C gets him down, gets a ground and pound or a submission. But I don't know. I feel like it's going to go all 5 rounds. And yeah, I feel like Cejudo should get the win here with his skill, you know, his grappling. I think he should be able to get the win versus Song. Let me know what you guys think about this one. This is obviously the main event, another high-level fight. I'm wondering what everyone else is picking. I'm assuming most people are going to be picking Song on this one because, you know, he's a younger guy. He has a great record. Cejudo just came back and he's been on a loss streak. And I feel like I think the odds for a lot of returning fighters are just like bad. So I am risking another pick on this one, but I don't know. I'm willing to risk it on Triple C. I feel like he was double champion. I think that says something. So I think it's a good risk to pick him. I'm definitely probably not gonna bet much on this fight or put it on parlays because I really do think it can go either way. But let me know what you guys think about this fight. Let me know what you guys are picking, what you guys are betting. Let me know what you guys think about the video. Let me know what you guys are betting for the fights in total, or what you guys are going to be doing exactly. Or just tell me about your picks in the comments. I'll obviously always respond. Also, please like the video and subscribe. I'm at 52 subscribers now. If you guys can just like the video or just keep watching the videos. I keep planning on making other videos other than pick videos, because I feel like the pick videos only last like, you know, for the week, and then like it's not really relevant anymore. So I feel like I need to make more videos that are just kind of relevant long term. So I feel like yeah, I think I'm just still deciding as to what that'll be. But regardless, I do want to get my pick videos out. This weekend, I feel like it should be pretty straightforward. I hope. I'm again hoping to get better picks this time around. Last weekend, I think I only got like 8 out of 12 picks right. I think I should have went with my gut a little bit more, because I picked Andre Petrosky to win last weekend and I didn't pick him. But I don't know. Regardless, it doesn't really matter. I feel like it's just the long game. I just have to keep getting better and making better decisions in terms of the fight outcomes. And the bets, honestly, guys, I have not been doing good at all. Luckily, I'll show you guys the amount that I have in my... And I think if you guys have ever watched one of my first videos, it's like my video about investing money, the same amount of money that I'm betting. So pretty much like this account is supposed to be the same amount of money that I've been betting, and just like saving it rather than betting it. So I think I'm for sure gonna make another video talking about that in specific, but just wanted to show you guys real quick. There's that. And yeah, my bets have not been doing that good at all. I feel like I just got to change it up. I got to probably do more money line instead of like a bunch of parlays like I always do. I don't know, it's just so fun doing the parlays, you know. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think. Like I said, like the video, subscribe, yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
How do you celebrate a win? What does having fun look like for you?
You know, I took a two crazy guy from my village to here to see this event, and they are here, and today I will bring them to my hotel, and they will see something.
Well, listen, let's leave it at that.